Hello everyone, welcome to another video. So in this video I'd like to play for you some harmonic progressions inspired by classical music. So when you are playing with your client, you can provide a frame just to start or to suggest something on improvisation. And the idea that when we use these specific frames that I will show you in different harmonic progressions can be interesting because you have an idea that you can explore during the improvisation to create your melodies, to inspire the client to improvise with you. Remember, if the client is playing exactly in the same style that you were playing because you combined before to start, or you're exactly trying to achieve the same style you are doing, according to Tony Wigram, it's temporizing. Or if you're just suggesting a frame based in the classical music and the client is just improvising something else, no problem, you're providing the framework in therapeutic method. Okay, what is important here that I organize different harmonic progressions inspired by different periods of the classical music. One for Baroque, another for classical, one for Romantic, and one for the impressionist music. In each of these harmonic progressions, we can detect some important influences of each of these periods in the musical history. First, let's go to the Baroque example. So it's possible, for instance, to hear in Bach a lot of influence of the diminished chords, so just in a kind of a way to create tension and to achieve the dominant and solving the tonic. And at the same time, in this chord progression, we will hear as well one example that normally before to go to the tonic and play the dominant, you can prepare the dominant playing a sus4 chord. So this we will play in A minor, but I will not start with the A minor, I will start in C major, so C major chord, but not in the C major key, so A minor, but I will start playing the third chord from A minor. If you want to improvise, I will play twice the theme, so if you want to take this video and try to create your improvisation based on this theme, will be fine. So I will play first, and afterwards I will explain the notes, the chords that I played. Let's go. Okay, this was the example from Baroque, and so I started with the C major going to C sharp diminished, D minor, D sharp diminished, E sus4, E7, A minor. Yes. Okay, the second example that I have for you is it was inspired by the classical period. So not only from the pieces from the classical period, but it was inspired as well from one video from Shred Master. So if you want to watch this video that Shred created a harmonic progression, you can hear, so here in the link, you can hear. And even if you want, you can download the example that he created. So for sure I was inspired by his example, but for sure I tried to create something just in a way to have something in mind. So again, we hear this idea of the sus4 preparing for the dominant, but here we have other important elements. First, we have a chord called Neapolitan chord. So this chord has the function to prepare for the dominant, but it's interesting that we have this chord exactly a half step going up from the tonic. So in this case, I will play in E minor. So if I go half step, I have exactly from the E, I have F. Because if we consider the normal scale that we have in the E harmonic minor. I have the E, I have F sharp, yes, I have F sharp, I have G, I have A, I have B, I have C, I have here D sharp, and I have E. Okay, so in this case, considering this important structure that I'm playing here for you, if I go exactly half step from the tonic, so I will not play the F sharp, I will play F. If I build a major chord here, I will have F major. And but in the chord progression that I will play even the seventh, because I was inspired by Shred just playing the seventh. So in this case, major 7 having the E in the bass, having this really interesting sound. And so I'm using here the Neapolitan chord, and as well I'm using another really nice thing here that we call the dominant, but not the dominant in the root position, the dominant in the first inversion. Because in this case I'm playing the B7 but with the D sharp in the bass, so in a way that I have just to solve in this really, really nice way. Why I have that? Because if I have here, I have something that people they use not only in the classical but in Baroque and the Romantic, so this kind of a pedal point that I have maintaining the same note. So for instance here I'm playing only the B, because when I play the E minor I have the B here. But when I play the B7, I have the B as well. But when I play in the first inversion, I have this really funny interval. Okay, let's go. Again, we play really, really slow. I will play twice if you want to improvise based on these frames. So I played E minor, so I played the F with the bass in E, so in a Neapolitan chord. So I played the B7 in the first inversion with the D sharp in the bass, just going again to the E. Afterwards I play E minor going to G sharp diminished, so one note from the E minor as well. So going to A minor, but here I'm playing not a kind of a secondary chord, because I'm playing here the A sharp diminished, but the A sharp diminished is not part from the E, but it's a chord from the dominant. So it's a secondary chord, so I'm playing the 7th of my dominant, so I'm playing the 7th of B major, so I'm playing here A sharp diminished, so just preparing for the B, but I will not play the B, because in this place I'm just playing the F sharp, sus, preparing for the F sharp 7. But why I'm playing this chord? Because it's another secondary chord. So this chord is the dominant of my dominant. So if in E minor my dominant is B7, so F sharp 7 is the dominant of B. Yes, exactly. So I'm playing here. I'm playing the sus4, F sharp, going to F sharp 7 to go, connecting with my dominant, and only afterwards that I play my tonic. So this idea is really cool, that you can connect not only the use of the Neapolitan chord that was really famous during the classical period, but you can use as well another resource that many composers they use it, so the secondary chords, using the secondary dominant or the secondary diminished chord, in this case connecting with the B. So my third example, it's something really important for the Romantic period, so the chromatic medians. So chromatic medians are chords that you find out going by thirds. So if you see chords from a third distance, you can have many chords. And the plan is, when we connect the chords by thirds, for sure I can have chords, even minor or major chords, because many authors, they consider that the chromatic medians, they can be either minor or major. But what is important about the chromatic medians is that normally I connect chords from a distance of a third up or chords from a third down. So in this sense, I can have minor thirds, I can have major thirds, but the same, I can have chords from one minor third of distance up, one major third of distance up, and I can have major chords for distance down, and the same way minor chords from the distance down in terms of the thirds. So you have here as well, in this video description, you have as well one link explaining really well the chromatic median. So here I will not spend the whole time for this, but I would like to show you one example inspired by the chromatic median. So finding chords with the relation of a third down, and a third up. In this case, I'm only what I'm doing here in this example, I'm just trying to connect the chords, only playing minor chords. Again, I can play in the chromatic medians, considering my key, I can play major or minor chords. But in this, I would like to play only minor chords, considering different relation of thirds. So I play first, and afterwards I show it to you. For sure, I will not include only the chromatic medians in this sequence, because I'm including as well the dominant. So I will play in B minor, and you will recognize that this really nice influence from the Romantic period influenced a lot of adventure movies in many ways. So let's go. So in this case, my relations by thirds, so in this case I play a minor third, so considering the first interval, a minor third from the B to D, and afterwards I play, in this case, I'm playing here from a distance, which is really important. So a major third from the B but down, so in this case a major third going down, so from the B going to G, so in this case a major third, but I'm going down in terms of the notes. So I have in this case a really nice possibility to play in just playing minor chords, establishing the chromatic medians, and it's so nice because you can really recognize this feeling of something really interesting. And the last idea for today that I have for you, it was inspired by the impressionist music. In impressionist music, if we consider Debussy and Ravel, they have a lot of uses of not typical chords, so they don't have really easy way to go to the tonic, so they don't use the typical harmonic progressions from the other periods. So they use a lot of different ways that you can play chords in different ways. Another thing that if they don't want to use the typical chord resolutions, they really like to use chords, emphasize the fourths and the fifths, so using diminished chords, augmented chords, sometimes sus chords. And for sure, another thing that we can hear in many of the compositions, it is really use of the bass in a resonating way, just to try to fill the space. And in a way, this kind of a chord progression, we can hear a lot of different things. And this example that I will play, it's especially inspired by the whole tone scale or hexatonic scale. So in a way, I don't have half steps, I only have a complete step to form a tone. So when I will play in C, so in this case the hexatonic or whole tone scale is when I'm playing the C, I have D, I have E, I have F sharp, I have G sharp, and I have A sharp, and I have C. So in this case, sorry. Pretty cool, isn't it? Yes, so I'll play the chords and afterwards explain what I did. Yes. So in this example, I start playing the C, but directly I play the augmented C, or C augmented. So afterwards I play the D augmented, and here I play the E augmented, but just emphasizing a lot the E in the bass. And afterwards I start playing a movement, a kind of a cascade movement, just playing the C augmented, sorry, the D augmented, the E augmented, and the F sharp augmented, just doing this movement. And back into the, again to the E. Afterwards I play here, so just to connect, so this was the idea in E minor, always with the E in the bass. E minor 7 with the fifth diminished, A minor with the E in the bass, G7, that is supposed to solve the tension in the C, but this is not typical from the Impressionism, so just go into G#7 and yes, and back into the tonic. So yes, this was the plan for this idea in a way that we can play. And here as well, you have a link about some explanations how to sound like Debussy, so I was really inspired by this video as well, and you can watch the video and see all the details that I'm not able to explain for you in this video. So all the chord progressions that I played will be as well in the video description. So thanks for watching. It was so nice for me to present all these examples. And if you're not part of this family, please subscribe in this YouTube channel. Thank you so much and bye bye.